What is going up, guys? This is a 3v3 pickup on the map Dome, and that is not what I'll be talking about today. Modern Warfare 3 is done. It is all about Black Ops 2, and the rumors are saying that there's going to be a pro circuit, so I'm going to help you get along with that. First off, I'll be talking about the OBJ class that you must select for just starting off for Black Ops 2. You'll get quick XP, you'll be able to get the early games, and just dominate in the I guess it'll be the winter season then. So to get things started off, I'll start by saying the four perks that I believe should be banned, in my opinion, that just from reading so far. First is Flak Jacket, just because it's being banned in all the other Call of Duties. You have like less explosive damage, and nades are just so important in competitive matches. I cannot emphasize how much this needs to be banned right off the get-go. Second is Scavenger, and I share the same feelings with Flak Jacket. You pick up nades, you pick up stuns, you pick up flashes. It's just completely OP right now, and that is just not that is not okay. It needs to be banned just off the start. Maybe like first 2 weeks, I expect it to see it down. So don't get your hopes up, and don't plan on using that anytime in the beginning, 'cause I strongly believe it will be banned very quickly. For the third perk, for the perks 3 slots, I'm thinking about two different perks that will most likely be banned. One of them I'm not too sure about right now, but I'll get to that in a bit. So the first perk that I'm almost positive will be banned is Tactical Mask, just because of you'll not be affected by stuns, you'll not be affected by flashes. Those are just so important, especially in CTF. Just stunning the flag carrier, it makes the game so much better when you're able to stun it, so then you have a little bit of hope left. So that is my take on Tactical Mask. So Flak Jacket, Scavenger, and Tactical Mask I expect to see banned in the first couple weeks that the game is out, if you like playing variant like I do. And the fourth perk, my fourth perk that I pick is Awareness. And the reason I pick Awareness, it doesn't seem like much. You can hear people 4 times louder, like their footsteps. I don't know if Dead Silence counters this yet, but to me, that seems completely OP. I remember in COD 4, I forget what it was, but that perk that you could get in the perk 3 slot and just hear people so much louder, especially with headsets now, they're getting up way in quality, like they're getting way up there in quality, and it just seems completely unfair to me. Like you could just be sitting in the corner all game and drop a 30 bomb, and that shouldn't be happening. So in my opinion, I really hope MLG bans Awareness, especially if it's on a pro circuit and there's events that are going to be up for Black Ops 2. Okay, so like from the beginning of the video, this is what I'll start off by saying. I play OBJ. I've always loved to play OBJ. I love running around with the SMG in my hand. It is probably the best feeling in the world, and just being able to move so quickly. So to get things started off, in perk 1, I've selected Lightweight, just so I can run faster. Marathon to me doesn't really matter, or not marathon, I guess extreme conditioning in this doesn't really matter as much, just because it's not unlimited running. It's only, I think, 2 times farther. It's helpful, yeah, but running 2 times faster, getting around the corners is a lot more important than running in a straight line for a long period of time, because bullets catch up to you, and if you're able, like, agility is a lot better than distance running in my opinion, especially in Call of Duty. For the perk 2 slot, I have 2 perks that I haven't quite decided on. I'm leaning more towards Toughness, which is exactly like Focus right now in MW3. You don't flinch when you get shot, so that just helps you win so many gunfights. And the other perk, which I thought of Toughness, and then I saw Fast Hands, and I was like, I don't know. But Fast Hands, what it does, it's kind of like Sleight of Hand, but instead of reloading, it is for throwing stuns and nades and flashbangs just a whole lot faster. You don't have a little animation of grabbing the nade, and also you recover from knives faster. So that is what the Fast Hands does, and to me, Toughness is just wins it out, but I have to kind of show you guys the different ways in case you're more of a stun and thrower than just a gunfight guy. So for my perk 3 slot, I hope all of you know how the custom class works, that you're able to choose wildcards. Now, and what wildcards do, they either allow you to get a couple more nades, a couple more stuns, maybe another attachment. In this case, it allows me to get 2 perk 3, well, I guess 2 perks in the perk 3 slot. So starting off, I will always use Dead Silence, especially if awareness isn't banned, because Dead Silence, it helps you out so much. It completely counters headsets. So yeah, no one knows where you're on the map unless you take a shot. The second perk that I will be using would be either Extreme Conditioning or Dexterity, and Dexterity is more important in my opinion, because there's so many times I get caught jumping through a windowsill or trying to jump onto a ladder or something, or push X to get over a wall, and Dexterity allows you to do that 50% faster. So it's pretty good in my opinion. I haven't used it yet, but just from reading, I believe that that will be the perk of choice for OBJ or support players. But if you aren't support and you're just mainly OBJ, I would also recommend looking into Extreme Conditioning, just because of the extended running period that you're able to do. It is what it's always been in all the Call of Duties. It's been consistently good, I'll tell you that, and it is always there. It's always there to help you. It's always a good idea. For what is this? One sec. For the weapon, when I first started looking at it, I was looking at the PDW 57 just because of the stats so far, and from what I've heard, it has quite a lot of recoil, and it's kind of like the Vector from Modern Warfare 2. You know, it just had the best stats, but it just couldn't really shoot that well. So then there's the MSMC, which has the highest damage, and what some of the commentators that have already played Black Ops 2 say is the best submachine gun so far. So I'll most likely be using the MSMC when I'm running OBJ or support. And for the attachments, this is where stuff gets interesting, because there's a whole bunch of attachments, and the attachments act as some of the old perks. For my first attachment, I'll be using Quick Draw on every single attachment. It helps me aim down the sight faster, and that is just so important for winning the gunfights. It's unfair if someone doesn't have it really in your favor. It's just a boost. It's one way to get an advantage on your enemies. And in the first couple weeks of the game, not very many people some people might not know this, or they might just rather go with foregrip and extended mags, or maybe even the laser if that's still going for the submachine guns. And so that brings me to my second perk. I'll be using foregrip, and what foregrip does is what it did in Black Ops. It's better aim, better everything. And so those would be my 2 attachments. And for my equipment, I'll be using Semtex. For my lethal equipment, I'll be using Semtex, just because they nerfed the nades apparently so much. That's what Optic Nade has been saying, and I love nades. I love using them, but Semtex I guess will have to be for me, because the only reason I like nades more than Semtex is the fact that they can go longer and you can hit the flag carrier from a farther distance away. And second, I'll be using Concussion, which is a stun nade. It's just what I've always used. I hate flashes, and concussions are for me. So that's my personal choice. And so that is my OBJ class. And if you got completely lost during this, I'll give a quick little rundown on how this works. You get 10 points to fill out a class, and everything that you choose is 1 point. So let's say I'll just go over this. The lightweight that I chose is 1 point. The toughness is 1 point. The dead silence is another point. So I'm already at 3 points. And then I choose the perk 3, greed, for that wild card, so I can use extreme conditioning. And the greed counts as 1 point, and the extreme conditioning counts as 1 point. So now I'm at 5 points. And then my weapon counts as 1 point, which this usually allows you to get two attachments on it if you don't want a secondary weapon. I usually don't use my secondary weapon anyways in GBs. It helps you get out if you run out of ammo, which in my case may happen quite a lot just because I don't have extended mags on. but that's just something that I have to deal with. So you have your weapon, which is 1 point, and then that, I believe that brings you to 6. And then I have the quick draw, foregrip, semtex, and concussion, which is all of my 10 points are used up. And probably should use up all of your 10 points. If you have 1 extra point, I'm sure you could find something that you could just fill in for. So that is all I'm bringing you today. Next time I'll be going over the Slayer class in Black Ops 2. So comment, rate, and sub for next time. See ya.